Welcome to the Selling Sanctuary, where feminine power meets $1,000,000 psychology. I'm your host, Mika B, and I'm here to help you sell from self-worth, not survival. We're going to do a continuation of episode 1, where we talked about the masculine traditional sales strategies and how they cause dysregulation in women's nervous system. We've kind of concluded what the hustle mentality is in episode 1, where we talked about it's rooted in scarcity and survival, and it encourages urgency and fear-based tactics. Now we're going to step into what sovereign selling looks like. And this is the new paradigm. Okay? This is where sales are led from self-worth, soul alignment, and energetic integrity. And the integrity part, I'm very, 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 very strong on. When you do not believe in either a product or your mission, and you're trying to sell it, the energy speaks before your voice ever will. Your energy is felt through your pictures, through your voice. You don't even have to really meet a person in person for them to really get a gist of your energy. So that's why I'm very, very big into nervous system regulation, journaling, and being in alignment so that the energy you're giving off is joyous energy, it's passion, it's creativity, it's enthusiasm, because those are what sell. When you feel pressured and you feel like you're in survival, you're just caging up, you're just caging up your sales, you're caging up your prosperity, you're caging up, all the monetization, I would say resources and ways that you can bring more money to yourself. So maybe monetization tools would be a better word. But when you are really in like a scarcity mindset or energy because of the traditional sales strategies that you've learned, it's going to put you in the bind. It's going to put you in lack. So this is why we're going to actually start talking about being rooted in safety and self-trust. The motto is going to be, the right clients are magnetized to me when I am regulated and resonant. Now the first part, safety. Now I know I always tell y'all, right? If you journal, the prompt I want you to ask yourself tonight. And the reason I always say tonight is because that's nighttime is like your brain starts going from beta to alpha to theta. And it's so much easier for your subconscious mind to be impressed. So that's why I say like journal right before you go to bed when you're sleepy, and when you wake up and you're still sleepy. That's the best time to do like your mirror affirmations or just written affirmations. I would do those and your journaling or scripting at nighttime. So safety. What does it mean for you to be safe? Like, what does safety even mean for you? And that's important, because sometimes we have different definitions of safety. My definition of safety could be that I'm always taken care of and provided for, and I don't have, worries. I don't have a reason to worry because I know that I am divinely protected and guided and provided for. Whereas someone else might have a definition of safe, meaning that they just live in a good environment. And that might not actually mean that they're even in a home where they have love and affection and really like that unconditional love at that, and empathy. They could just be saying that I am safe when I live in a good neighborhood and people aren't running up and through my house. Some people can say safety for them is being in a loving, romantic affectionate, household if they're married, or if they're younger and still living with parents, or whatever scenario is why they're living with parents, because it doesn't necessarily mean younger in this day and time. It's where the love is reciprocated and there's mutual respect. You know what I'm saying? So everybody has a different definition of safety. I want you to become consciously aware of what your definition of safety is. So it would be writing down, what does safety mean to me? What does it look like for me to be safe? What would I consider? What if you don't feel safe right now? Again, medical disclaimer, please go get professional help, right? But if you don't feel safe in your body, things like that, then you need to ask yourself, why do I feel unsafe? And what would I have to stop believing in order to feel safe? Okay? And then another thing is self-trust. Do you trust yourself? If that answer is no when you journal, it's going to be, why don't I trust myself? Is it past, decisions that you've made? Because I really want to emphasize the importance of self-forgiveness, okay? The journey to money and prosperity and abundance are tied to forgiveness. They're tied to forgiveness. But a lot of times we think external, forgiving other people. But we need to forgive ourselves so that we can actually start building a relationship with ourselves, so that we can trust ourselves. Because when you can make decisions and you have the confidence, you have confidence in your source, whether, it's God, Allah, or when you have confidence in yourself, right? It is, what do they say? Faith. The faith the size of a mustard seed. Faith is interchangeable with confidence. When you have the confidence the size of a mustard seed, you could say, to this mountain be ye moved, right? So remember that this journey to changing your entire relationship with wealth and abundance and prosperity, specifically through sales, it's a lot of inner work. And when you do the inner work, the outer work is going to be, it's just going to flow. The customers, the clients are just going to flow. If you go door-to-door sales, people will always be home. And the right people will be home. And you'll be sent to the right neighborhoods. Because it's all alignment. If you're a real estate agent, the right people, the right clients will get word of mouth to hear about you. Or they'll be in the right salon at the right time. That maybe you're there and y'all strike up a conversation. If you are a coach, maybe you'll be in the right coffee shop and a client will just be like, hey, I really like your energy or whatever. Your nails are pretty today. Y'all strike up conversation. That's how aligned sales works. It's not so much as sitting down and actually coming up with a strategy and being like, hey, I'm going to go here. I'm going to canvas this neighborhood here, as it is of sitting back, allowing yourself to be regulated, right? To remain calm. Because when you're calm, that's actually the energy of alignment, right? When you can trust life, you can trust source, you can trust yourself. So for this episode, I want you to really, really hone in on those energetic, I would say, core concepts of being rooted in safety and being rooted in self-trust. And the right clients are magnetized to you when you're regulated and resident. All right. And we'll go on to episode 3 to go a little further in depth. But until then, my friends, happy selling and sharing.